Okay, so we're diving deep into some serious AI today. We're talking OpenAI's five-step plan for AGI, artificial general intelligence.
Ambitious, right?
But here's the thing. They're actually making progress.
Yeah, their CEO, Sam Altman, he's out there saying superintelligence could be here in like thousands of days. Thousands. He calls it the intelligence age. Wild.
It is wild. And this five-step plan, it's like a roadmap for how we get there.
Okay, so level one, they call it conversational AI. That's where we are now, yeah.
Exactly. We're talking ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, those kinds of tools, holding conversations, writing different stuff, even code. Pretty impressive already.
For sure. But you can tell it's a machine, you know? So what's next? Level two. This is where it gets really interesting. OpenAI calls them reasoners. And it's like AI goes beyond just following instructions. These things, they can understand logic, make deductions, like almost like a scientist.
So they're not just mimicking, they're actually like thinking.
You could say that, yeah. I mean, there was this PhD student, spent like 2 years on a research problem, and a level 2 AI solved it in minutes. Minutes.
2 years of work just gone. That's kind of scary, honestly.
Shows you how fast things are moving. This reasoning power, it could change everything. Medicine, engineering, you name it. We could see breakthroughs like never before.
It's almost hard to imagine. Okay, so if level 2 is already that advanced, what's level 3 look like?
Level 3 is where it starts to feel like sci-fi, honestly. OpenAI calls them agents, because now we're talking AI working on its own. Picture this, AI working 24/7, making decisions, adapting to new stuff, all on its own.
So it's like AI goes from a tool to almost like a coworker.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
There's already early examples, Microsoft's AutoGen.
Yeah.
But that full level 3, where AI is managing projects, dealing with people, running whole systems on its own, still in development.
That kind of autonomy, that's got to come with some serious questions, right?
It does. It makes you think about what role humans will have. I mean, what kind of future do we want with this technology? We have to figure that out.
Big questions for sure. And we're only at level 3. What's next in their plan?
Level 4. This is where it gets wild. AI isn't just solving problems anymore. It's identifying new challenges, coming up with completely new solutions. OpenAI calls them innovators.
So not just finding answers, but like asking new questions? That's kind of freaky. Any real world examples?
Imagine this. Instead of scientists spending years testing new drugs, an AI analyzes all the data and designs a totally new treatment. Works at a molecular level we hadn't even considered.
That's incredible, but also a little intimidating, right? Are we talking AI that can outsmart us?
It's definitely pushing the limits, yeah. But remember, they're tools, very, very advanced tools. How we use them, that's up to us.
Okay, so we've gone from AI that can chat to AI that's basically a scientific genius. What's the final stage?
Level 5, full organizations. The big one. Imagine AI running entire companies on its own.
Wait, hold on. AI CEOs, what would that even look like?
Think about it. AI managing everything. Making decisions, optimizing systems, all without us.
So instead of firing your CEO, you're like turning off the AI. That seems like a huge jump.
It's a huge jump. We're not there yet. But we do have things like automated stock trading, right? Level 5 is like that, but on a massive scale.
So if level 2 AI is already solving problems faster than us, what could level 5 do? It's almost impossible to imagine.
That's the thing about this field. Always pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what we're capable of.
It really does. Definitely a lot to think about. This is fascinating stuff. 5 levels of AI. It's mind-blowing. Each one feels like it could turn entire industries upside down.
It's true. And that's what makes OpenAI so interesting. They're not just building AI, they're really thinking about what it'll do to the world.
Makes sense. I mean, AI running companies, that
Yeah.
changes jobs, the economy, everything.
Exactly. And it goes beyond that even. Think about healthcare, education. What if AI isn't just helping doctors and teachers, but actually doing some of those things itself?
It's like AI could help us do so much more, but it's also kind of feels like we're flying blind, you know?
Well, that's technology, right?
Yeah.
Always pushing into the unknown.
Yeah.
That's why these conversations are so important now while it's still being developed.
Yeah, it feels like we get to decide what the future is going to be like with AI.
Exactly. And that means talking about what's ethical, not just what we can do. Every level of AI means we got to be more careful, making sure it's used the right way.
It's like any powerful tool, right? It's not good or bad on its own. It's how we use it. And with AI that's thinking, making decisions, even coming up with new ideas, the stakes are huge.
Huge. And it's bigger than just what we each decide to do. We need rules, guidelines to make sure AI lines up with what we believe in as humans.
So it's not just the code, it's the conversations we have about the code.
Exactly. Even OpenAI has been saying this. We need transparency, collaboration. It's not just about what happens in some lab. It's about everyone talking about the future we're building.
That makes sense. But it's also a lot of responsibility, right? How do we even understand what this technology can do, let alone control it?
It's a challenge, for sure,
Yeah.
but an exciting one. Think about it. We're on the edge of a revolution, one that could change everything. It's humbling and kind of awesome at the same time.
It really is. This whole conversation has been crazy, amazing possibilities and big, big questions.
And that's just it. We might not have all the answers, but we're asking the right questions, approaching it with curiosity, responsibility, wanting to make a future that's good for everyone.
I like that. Curiosity, responsibility. We need both, right?
Yeah.
As we enter this, like you said, new era of intelligence. So where do we go from here? We've covered so much, these 5 levels, what it all means for, well,
And
everything.
we've only scratched the surface. That's what I love about this stuff. There's always more to learn.
It's a lot to take in, that's for sure. So for someone listening, trying to make sense of it all, what's the most important thing to remember?
That's a good question. I think it's this. The future with AI, it's not set in stone. We're creating it right now. Every choice we make, every line of code, it all shapes where we end up.
It's not about predicting the future. It's about making it. I like that.
Yeah. And it's not just up to the tech people either. It's got to be everyone. Ethicists, the government, even philosophers. We all have skin in the game.
We all have a part to play. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's one thing you want our listeners to really think about, maybe even talk about with others?
Here's a question. If you could have AI solve one problem in the world, just one, what would it be? And what would that solution tell us about what we really value? About the kind of future we're trying to build?
Wow, that's a good one. It's not just about what AI can do. It's about the impact, the good and the bad.
Exactly. The more we think about this now, the better prepared we'll be for all the possibilities and all the challenges too.
It's been amazing, really, exploring OpenAI's vision, where they think AI is going. Thanks for breaking it all down.
Happy to do it. Great conversation.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you learned a lot and maybe got a little inspired to keep digging into the world of AI.